The union performs a couple community days of action. We're doing this all across the country. Our union represents pretty much 2/3 of Missouri and then the southern half of Illinois.
We do a lot of these back by us, and so we thought it'd be cool to expand our area a little bit and do something a little further out. We reached out to the mayor and asked him if he had any projects in mind that he would kind of want to get off his to-do list.
This fence is old, it was built in the 80s, in the early 80s.
Usually we try and tackle these projects in one day. This has been more of a multi-day project for us, but it's definitely a really cool project and it's worth the effort.
People don't want to look at a nasty old fence, try to make it look nice again. I'll give it maybe another 7-8 years of life, hopefully.
I think it'll make a nice impact on the community. I think the Historical Society will enjoy it for hopefully years to come,
Makes you feel good as a person. And to do volunteer work, that's why I do it. It makes me feel good. And hopefully I help someone in the process, or, multiple people. Hopefully the more you help, the more happier it makes you feel.
Like a mixture between bowling and soccer.
More like soccer and football.
Goalball is it's a 3-on-3 goalkeeping sport, and it's actually the only sport that's designed for athletes who are visually impaired. The most noticeable difference between goalball and most other sports.
It's all about the audience has to be quiet because it's a game of hearing.
Quiet, please.
I love the game. That's number one. And when I first heard about it myself in 1986, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be so boring.
It was developed as a means to help blinded World War II veterans in their rehabilitation.
Object of the game is to take that ball that's about the size of a basketball, maybe a little bigger, that has holes drilled in it with bells, and you roll it down to the other end and try to get it into that net behind the left wing and right wing.
It rolls pretty hard and pretty fast.
It's crazy. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a goalball hit.
The big fast ones, those ones are deadly.
There is really no good way to describe how intense the game can get.
It's very funny when you hear people go, ooh, that had to hurt.
If you look out in the stands, you physically see people tensing up, you see them mouthing words, you see them silently cheering. The minute they score a goal, you can cut loose if you're cheering.
If you can get out there and play the sport, then I would say go do it. Experience what it's like to be one of us out there.
The visually impaired can play, or the sighted can play because we all wear blindfolds.
Just to orient yourself without being able to see the court that you're playing on. And then with the introduction of a ball that you can't see, you have to listen to it to try to catch it. It's just unbelievable.
In front of the Paul Animal Shelter in Fort Madison, there are large piles of trash bags. Inside each trash bag, tons of aluminum cans. Each can is worth a nickel to help the shelter.
We are not funded by city, county, or state.
It's also volunteer run, so donations are what keep animals like Muggs, Bam Bam, and Tess healthy until they can find a forever home. Like Socks, he was adopted by Jennifer Beagle and her 8-year-old daughter, Caitlin Schlicker, and brought to a good home.
3 cats and a dog.
Caitlin's 9th birthday was back on February 25th. Her mom had an idea.
Instead of buying a birthday present for Caitlin, donate to the Paul Shelter.
We get a lot of children who have birthday parties and have their family and friends give donations.
But this party would be different, special, just like Caitlin. Caitlin was born with a rare disorder called
severe congenital neutropenia.
Her body's bone marrow basically can't produce the right kind of cells to fight infection. It's a disease that's manageable, but something Caitlin would never outgrow.
As she got older, we tried to explain she was different, that she had this rare condition, but she was always so happy.
Especially around her pets. And like any 8-year-old, her birthday. Caitlin's 9th birthday would be something her family had never planned on. There would be no physical party because Caitlin wouldn't be here to celebrate.
2nd. It's been 125 days without her.
November 2nd, 2017, 8-year-old Caitlin Schlicker passed away. She had gotten sick overnight and stayed home from school. Jennifer got a call at work that Caitlin was unresponsive. CPR was given all the way to Iowa City, but there was nothing doctors could do.
We were just kind of planning Christmas.
And Caitlin's dad's birthday, November 7th, just 5 days after his child passed away, makes it hard to celebrate. Then Jennifer had a birthday.
So sad not getting a card that says Mom.
So you might start thinking this just isn't fair.
Like the other day I went into Subway to get a drink, and they make those little cookies and I thought, oh, I should pick up some of these cookies and take them home to Caitlin, and then it's like, I can't do that, she's not home.
It's not fair.
It's made me very angry, sad.
But the family's doing what it can to turn this into a positive.
She was strong.
And the family wants to stay strong and give back in Caitlin's memory. Since Caitlin loved animals, they have chosen Paw Animal Shelter with the hope of raising enough money to buy at least one cat tower.
But it makes us very proud to know that there are parents out there with a little girl who thought that much about animals, that in a time like this, her parents would honor her.
Besides the mounds of trash bags filled with aluminum cans in front of the shelter, there are also memorials of those who loved animals just like Caitlin. And while each aluminum can gives a nickel to the shelter, the gift of this cat tower comes at an unbelievable cost. In Fort Madison with photographer Joe St. Clair, Chad Douglas, KHQA News.